Our meeting, we could begin. Mr. CLA, if you could call the roll.
Yes, Councilmember Marquise Harris Dawson as chair.
Present.
Councilmember Gilbert Cedillo. Councilmember Bob Blumenfield.
Still present.
Councilmember Mark Ridley Thomas.
Here.
Councilmember John Lee.
Present.
We have 4 members and a quorum, Mr. Chair.
Excellent. We have a quorum and we're convening our regular meeting of Los Angeles City Council's Planning and Land Use Management Committee. We have a rather intricate public comment procedure in this committee, so I will begin our proceedings by asking Mr. Mejia to read public comment rules and processes. When he's done reading, I'll add a few additional notes to that.
I will begin, Mr. Chair. Members of the public who would like to offer public comments on the items listed on the agenda should call 1-669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 161-644-6631 and then press number sign. Press number sign again when prompted for participant ID. Once admitted into the meeting, press *9 to request to speak. During public comment, city staff will call on members of the public by the last 4 digits of their phone number. By pressing *9, callers raise their virtual hand. Once the caller hears the last 4 digits of their phone number, they will need to press *6 to unmute themselves and should be ready to speak. Once the caller is ready to speak, they must state their name and the item or items they are calling to speak on. Failure to do so will result in the call being muted and subsequently disconnected. Applicants and/or their representatives and applicants and/or their representatives will be allowed to speak for a total of 3 minutes per side, unless otherwise noted by the chairman of this committee. Members of the public wishing to speak on one agenda item only shall have an opportunity to speak for 1 minute. Members of the public wishing to speak on more than one item shall state that it shall be allowed to speak for a total of 2 minutes. That concludes the remarks, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much. Do we have additional comments or guidance on public comment from the city attorney?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through all speakers, but if you are not speaking on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are speaking on an agenda item, I will provide you with one brief warning. If you do not immediately return to the topic, or if you continue to disrupt the meeting by straying off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your time and we will move on to the next speaker. We will inform you when your time is up.
Thank you. So we will begin, members, with a chairman's request that we continue items number 2, 3, and 4. Members of the public wishing to speak on those items, now is the time to press *9. If you want to speak on the continuance of those items. So, Mr. Mejia, if you could read those items into the record and the dates that we wish to continue them to.
Chair, before we move forward with that, can I, with all due respect, announce my presence?
I will not permit you to announce your presence, as I would love to have the honor of announcing the presence of the one and only Gilbert.
Thank you so much, sir. My team had a little technical problem before we could get online. Basically, it was taking them a while to get upstairs.
Excellent. That can be a technical difficulty. All right, Mr. Mejia.
Yes, item number 2, Mr. Chair and committee members. This is a report from the Cultural Heritage Commission relative to the inclusion of the Bothwell Ranch located in CD3. The request is to continue the item to April the 20th, 2021. Item 3, this is a report from the Cultural Heritage Commission relative to the inclusion of the Morris Night residence located in CD1 as a historic cultural monument. The request is also to continue it to April the 20th, 2021. And item 4, a report from the Cultural Heritage Commission relative to the inclusion of the Chili Bowl located in CD11 as a historic cultural monument. The request therein also to continue to April 20th, 2021, Mr. Chair.
All right, so if we have any public comment on the continuance of items 2, 3, and 4, now is the time that we'd hear it. Do we have any callers on the queue for 2, 3, or 4?
We have a couple callers who've raised their hand. Caller with the number ending in 1866. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself?
Hello, my name is Damian Sullivan, and I'm a resident of Los Angeles. Do I need to announce anything more before I start?
And the items you wish to speak on?
I wish to speak on the item 4, the Chili Bowl situation.
Okay. You have 1 minute.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I hope that the continuance, if it is continued, doesn't affect the status of the demolition or the landmark approval, because I know that time is of the essence with this particular situation because of the debate between wanting to tear it down or keep it. I just want to say that as somebody who works a lot, behind the scenes helping to save buildings that have, significance like programmatic architecture, these buildings are an endangered species, and they literally are, they're an art form of architecture that are vanishing beyond existence in Los Angeles. This is one of the finest examples of programmatic architecture. It stands there with, the finest landmarks we've had, like the Brown Derby and the Toadian and the Tail of the Pup, which thank goodness is coming back. And to let one of these remaining artifacts vanish on our stewardship, I think, is a mistake, because people are not going to remember these big box stores and everything years from now. But they are going to miss these buildings that can't be replaced. So please, I hope that everybody will consider keeping this intact. Thank you.
Caller with the number ending in 7006. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself?
Hey! I'm here again! Items! And general software!
Technical difficulties. We should move on until they have it clear.
This comment period is for continued items, so I don't even know if the speaker was speaking on that topic.
I don't believe so.
Hello, it's for the continued item! That's what I was...
Caller with the number ending in 1154. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself now? One 1154. Caller with the number ending in 6949. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself now?
Am I allowed to speak?
Yes, you are, caller. Please state your name and the items you wish to speak on.
My name is Bruce Shapiro, and I'm calling regarding the project located at 1421 Greenfield and 1431 Greenfield.
Just to clarify, are these items 2, 3, or 4?
I apologize. I don't know if I don't know what the number is.
Just a moment.
I believe that's item 15.
Is this the PLUM meeting?
Yes, this is the Plum meeting, but right now we're only taking callers who are speaking on the continuance of items 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, I see. Okay.
When we get to item, we will we'll call on you.
Okay. What item number is that I'm addressing?
15.
Oh, so we have a ways to go.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
you. Sorry to interrupt.
That exhausts
conclude our call?
callers. Yes, that does.
Thank you. That concludes the callers. Mr. Mejia, can you call the roll on continuing these 3 items?
Yes, roll call. Councilmember Marquise Harris Dawson.
Yes.
Councilmember Gilbert Cedillo.
Yes.
Councilmember Bob Blumenfield. Councilmember Mark Ridley Thomas.
Aye.
Councilmember John Lee.
Aye.
That's 4 members and it carries, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Mejia. And now we come to items 5, 6, 7, and 8. You could read those into the record. Once you've done so, I will recommend that we adopt those items on consent.
Very good. Item number 5, Mr. Chairman. This is committee members. This is a report from the Cultural Heritage Commission relative to the inclusion of the Avenel Co-op housing project as a historic cultural monument. Item number 6. This is a report from the North Valley APC. This is a zone change for the construction of a 6-unit small lot subdivision in CD2. Item number 7, this is a report from the City Planning Commission. It's a zone change that will create 2 living and work quarter units in CD11. And item 8, this is a report from the South Valley APC. It's a zone change, and this is for a 5-unit multi-residential apartment building in CD3. That
Mr. Chair, Adrian Corsani, City Attorney's Office. Mr. Chair, if I can just confirm that there are no speakers in the queue for these items.
Do you have speakers in the queue?
Callers wishing to speak on this item, can you please press star 9?
So items 5, 6, 7, and 8.
We have 3 callers on the queue. Caller with the number ending in 8147. Can you please press star 6 to unmute yourself?
Yes, good afternoon, council members. I actually had raised my hand on item number 4, which for some reason I was not called on. So in the interest of time, I will keep my remarks very brief. Just want to underscore that there is a high degree of interest on that item number 4, the Chili Bowl. And I would echo the comment of the previous commenter that many of us very much hope that you will find a way to preserve this very important resource. So that was my call. It was actually on item number 4. Thank you.
Caller with the number ending in 7006.
Hi. Commenting on these various important items of cultural heritage. How much time do I get? Honorable Chair.
That exhausts the callers.
All right, Mr. Mejia, can you call the roll?
Yes, roll call. Councilmember Marquise Harris Dawson as chair.
Yes.
Councilmember Gilbert Cedillo.
Yes.
Councilmember Bob Blumenfield.
Blumenfield, aye.
Councilmember Mark Ridley Thomas.
Aye.
Councilmember John Lee.
Aye.
That's 5 members, Mr. Chairman, and it carries.
Thank you so much. All right, now we will begin general public comment and public comment on multiple items on the agenda. If you are calling to speak on multiple items, note that items 12 and 13 will be heard together later in the meeting, so we will not take comments on multiple items if either of them is 12 or 13. Any other combination of items will take comments now, as well as general public comment on issues, matters not on the agenda, but in the jurisdiction of this committee. So now is the time that you raise your virtual hand by pressing *9. And once you hear the last 4 digits of your phone number, your time for speaking will begin.
Caller with the number ending in 1898. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself?
Good afternoon. I would actually like to speak on technical issues regarding the hearing. The online audio is about 30 seconds delayed from the live audio of the meeting, and phone calls to just listen in on into the meeting, the Metro phone number, at least 621 City, is so bad and staticky that I couldn't hear a thing, so I was forced to call the participation line. And that's not really acceptable, because I know after my call I'm going to be disconnected, so I'll just have to call again. So if somebody can please look into that, it's unfair to the members of the public to have to be disconnected and recall for things like this. And separately, I'm unclear if somebody wants to speak on a single agenda item, are we to wait until that agenda item is called before we can speak, or is now the time to discuss it?
Comments on single, Adrian Corazani, City Attorney's Office, just to clarify for speakers, comments on single items will be taken at the time those items are called, and items 12 and 13 are treated as a single item for purposes of today's meeting.
And given that complaint and troubles we've had in the past, I wanted to know if the CLA or the clerk believe that we should recess to confirm that our audio is in fact working correctly for all interested parties. You're on mute, Mr. Mejia.
Mr. Chairman and committee members, the CLA member that is listening to the meeting via phone didn't note earlier that the volume was low.
So can we get that resolved? We'll do a 5-minute recess to get that resolved, Mr. Mejia.
Okay.
Mr. Blumenfield, Mr. Ridley Thomas, Mr. Lee, and I think we can go back. Our issues have been resolved, Mr. Mejia, and we can go back to public comment.
Very good.
Caller with the number ending in 2319. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself? 2319.
Yes, this is Christopher Harmon. I can speak on item 11 right now?
Yes, you have 1 minute.
Okay. Thank you. I'm calling to support the inclusion.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Can I interrupt? This is multiple agenda item comment period. Do you have more than one item you wish to speak on?
No, I don't.
Okay, then I would advise you hold your comment for when that item is called.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Caller with the number ending in 1642. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself and then state your name and the items you wish to speak on? I think we lost that caller. Caller with the number ending in 8485.
Good afternoon. I'm actually here to speak on item number 10. I was not aware this was just for general public comment or multiple items.
Okay. Caller with the number ending in 0206. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself? (0206).
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Hi, Susan Hunter. I'm speaking on general public comment, item number 10.
Sure, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you. So if we as a city want to address issues of corruption and undue financial influence, it doesn't make sense to me that we're going to increase filing fees for appeals. That's one of the main ways that people can actually still participate in decisions that are being made in our community. So for number 10, one of the bigger problems is there's nothing mentioning a fee waiver because we're now increasing the cost of filing an appeal to roughly $200, which if you're making $15 an hour equates 14 hours of work. You're asking somebody to work 2 full days in order to be able to participate in the government. So we have to absolutely have a fee waiver program, and we have to make sure that the public is noticed and notified that there's a fee waiver program so that they can continue to participate, because we can't continue to make fees so high that we're just trying to block people out and then claim that we're trying to do something about undue influence on our government by blocking people from being able to speak. So with number 10, you cannot let this go forward unless we do something to also incorporate a fee waiver program and the forms and the notification process. Thank you for your time.
Caller with the number ending in 5218. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself?
Yes, this is David Silvis. I actually wanted to speak on items 10 and 11 separately. I'm actually going to yield my time later to speak on those individually. But it would be nice to know that if you are in a queue, if there's a way for us to remove ourselves out of the queue, if we would like to do that. If there's any instructions on that with Zoom, that would be very helpful. Thank you.
Noted. Thank you. Caller with the number ending in 7426. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself and then state your name and the items you wish to speak on?
This is Brian Morris. I'd like to speak on item number 10.
So at this time, we're only doing single items. We're only doing multiple items plus general public comment. So when we
Understood. I'll wait. Thank you.
Okay, great. Caller with the number ending in 0444. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself?
Hi, apologies. I also just would like to speak on item number 14, and I will yield my time.
Caller with the number ending in 1506. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself?
I also want to speak on one item, so I will wait till the item comes up.
Thank you. Caller with the number ending in 4024. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself? And then state your name.
My name is Nigger. Good afternoon, my niggers.
Please state the items for which you want to offer comment. This is multiple agenda item comment, so unless you have more than one item to speak on, you're going to have to wait till your item is called. I don't think we have a speaker right now.
Caller with the number ending in 1154. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself?
Yes, hello. I also would like to speak on one item, item number 10, so I will wait till...
Okay, thank you.
Till
Caller with the number ending in 0850. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself?
This is just for general public comment?
Yes, and multiple item comment.
Okay. So I can say general public comment and number 10?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just joined because I realized I was late, and I appreciate your patience. Lydia Ponce calling from Venice, and my general public comment is this process is so monopoly life, chutes and ladders combined. I mean, this total process just to identify a historical valued space, a sacred site. By the time it gets processed, people with a lot more money demolish and erase the value of the valuable history that is in a building, that is in even sacred burial grounds and sacred spaces of prayer. So there's got to be some way that we can align this process. And as for number 10, it's a classist, racist tool to continue to erase Black, Indigenous, and people of color's history all over Los Angeles. And only the people who can afford to mark or identify something historical, which are usually typically white people, are going to be the only ones to identify and secure any kind of history in the future. Y'all need to get back and write something better, and do not pass this through. Do not pass this through. Please vote no. Erase agenda number 10.
Thank you. That's your time.
Not our history. Thank you.
Caller with the number ending in 4797. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you please state your name and the items you wish to speak on?
Yes, Daniel Wright, general public comment, and item number 10.
Sure thing. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. So, council members, Daniel Wright, I wanted to bring to your attention that there seems to have been a practice over time of the planning department levying planning surcharges on top of appeal fees. This is a practice that seems to be charging the cost of planning to people who are appealing. And an appeal is a enforcement of a statutory or constitutional right. It is not a planning service. And my search of the municipal code, I'm not clear as to under what authority the Department of Planning has been charging this surcharge for a number of years. So this is kind of reminiscent of those class action lawsuits that have been filed against the Department of Department of Water and Power and other departments of the city, where they have been levying fees that do not appear to be legal or authorized. With regard to item number 10, let the record reflect that myself and a number of other people have submitted to the record letters and correspondence raising concerns about the fee increases, especially with respect to appeal fees themselves. If you look at, and particularly relevant is Mr. Gibbons' letter, who he will speak shortly, that provides you with a brief history of the development of these fees with respect to appeal fees. I think a number of speakers are speaking about the equity and the problems with, understand CAO in proposing a $16,000 fee is doing the bidding of the mayor, and essentially this lays at the feet of the mayor. The mayor should not be asking increases because they shut people out. Thank you.
Time. Caller with the number ending in 8990, can you please press *6 to unmute yourself?
Hi, Steve Miller here. I'm calling for a general comment and item number 10, please.
Sure, you have 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. As far as general public comment, I'm very concerned regarding President Nuri Martinez trying to eliminate the Plum Committee from our process with projects, considering the fact that she is contributed by the YIMBY Victory Fund, which is a developer-backed campaign contribution fund, which is pretty much just as bad as the Hollywood Chamber Developer PAC getting their developer puppets, one of them in Hollywood, elected every time. As far as item number 10, since everyone is focused on justice and equity these days, I think it's very interesting that in the area of appealing projects, they want to raise the funds. The single white family neighborhood homeowners who are all elitist and privileged and white, as the Planning Commission chair said at the Hollywood Community Plan update, we have to stop bending our processes to protect white man's land. Well, those people can well afford any appeal fee. It is the most vulnerable communities who need help here, and you're making the voiceless have absolutely no voice at all if you approve this. Thank you.
Caller with the number ending in 8016, can you please press *6 to unmute yourself?
Hi. I'm calling about several issues.
Which items would you like
do I have to state my name?
Yes, you need to state your name and the items you wish to speak on.
Do I have to give my full name?
You can just give your first name, but I need to know the items you're speaking.
My name is Judith, and I'm calling on item number 10, as well as number 16, and some other general comments.
Sure, you have 2 minutes.
Okay. So first of all, I just wanted to mention that I was sent one of the notices to call in, and I called in on one of the numbers just to listen in for audio. And audio and this Zoom phone number are both delayed from what's online, but the audio lines, you can barely hear anything. So something needs to be addressed on that technical front. I have a question. I don't know if you're allowed to answer, but the total cost per activity on the one of the attachments for item number 10, is that how much it costs you guys the city to address each issue, each fee?
We can't answer questions.
You can't answer questions. Okay. I mean, it's not quite clear, so I don't know if that can be updated or not. But, okay, regarding number 16, so my issue with this is that there's already, it's very close to the commercial area over there. That's off of Westwood and Wilshire. There's a lot of resident homes over there, and if you guys build this, which I don't have a problem with, I think there needs to be more permit-only parking for the homeowners in that area. It's really difficult parking over there. Specifically in front of the park, there's three meters, which really should be exclusive for the people that live on that block.
Caller, does this conclude your comment?
Yes, thank you.
Caller with the number ending in 4024. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself and then state your name and the items you wish to speak on?
Herman, general public comment, cunt. Ready? 42 UFC 1983, fuck all you criminals. Rico racketeering son of a bitches. The better you are at sucking Eric Garcetti's cock, you cunt. Like
caller is topic
what?
Under the jurisdiction of this.
I'm talking about HHS, you fucking chongo racketeer monkey. Shut the fuck up. I got general public comment 1 minute. Why are you interrupting me, bitch?
No relevance.
Bitch.
You're off point, and there's no relevance to your subject matter.
Caller with the number ending in 1720, can you please state your name and the items you wish to speak on after you press *6 to unmute? (1720). Oh, we lost the caller. Caller with the number ending in 8136. Can you please press *6 to unmute? (8136).
Hello, can you hear me? This is Sylvie Shane. Good afternoon, council members. I am calling about item 10 and general public comment. Item 10 is something that has come up before. There's been prolific discussion around this, and while I recognize that there are budgetary shortfalls, I think the truth of this is that there's frustration with the appeals that have been occurring by people who would prefer to move the development process along. As an aggrieved tenant who has appealed both situations that in order to preserve my own housing and also on behalf of others, I implore you to recognize that you are not going to stop the groups that continue to appeal big development projects. They have the funds that no matter how much the appeal fee will be. What will happen is people like me, aggrieved tenants, will not have an opportunity because it will be cost prohibitive to appeal a decision that could affect their housing. And this will have a disparate impact on people of color, on people who are low income. So I implore you to recognize this is not the right way to go about curbing budgetary shortfalls. We need this process to be accessible now more than ever to people who really need it. And I hope, generally speaking, that we stop having these conversations that are meant to curtail public input. It's very frustrating. It's already so much effort to even engage in one of these appeals processes, and it's a mountain to climb. So I just implore you, please, in the future, let's lay this to rest. Let's make the appeals process what it's supposed to be, an open and accessible process to those who need it most. Thank you so much.
Caller with the number ending in 4976. 4976, can you please press *6 to unmute yourself?
Yes, I have a quick question. I'm sorry, I wanted to speak on item 16, but I wanted to know what a community impact statement is.
Ma'am, we can't answer questions when we get to item 16. Okay. On you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Sorry about that.
Caller with the number ending in 1898. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself?
Hi, I'm speaking on general public comment and also on item number 10.
Sure, you have 10.
I called earlier about the audio issue for the hearing. Now, none of the phone lines have any audio whatsoever. I can't hear the meeting at all. No, forget the static, forget low volume. There's no listening to this meeting unless you dial this number to participate in the hearing. So I did try reaching the committee clerk, but I suppose he's attending this meeting now. So it's keeping people from being able to listen in without having to go through this number to participate. Separately, with regards to item number 10, people generally can't afford the appeal fee for to appeal projects. It's not. I mean, $89 may not seem like much for people like city council members that are making more than $200,000 a year, but it is a lot for some people. It's the difference between appealing something that might harm you long term, or buying dinner for your family that week. So to raise it any more than what it already is clearly a statement to people that don't make much money, that are low income and middle income, that they don't want to be heard. There are so many prohibitive things that city council members do already, including city planning, to keep people from participating, and this is just one more addition to that. So I urge you not to approve the raise of this fee. It is unfair, it's unkind, and it's another prejudice against people that don't make much money but that do want their voices to be heard.
ITA is checking the line again to make sure we're meeting all the required specifications for this meeting. Looks like we have 5 additional callers on the queue.
Oh, caller with a number ending in 2893. Can you please press *6 to unmute yourself? Caller, I can see that you're unmuted. Can you please state your name and the items you wish to speak on? They just muted themselves again. Now you're back. Caller, can you please state your name and the items you wish to speak on? Okay. Next caller with a number ending in 4976.
Yes, there's a big problem with the audio system. There's audio lag. There's no audio at all. I don't know how we're going to do this right now. And that's my issue with this meeting, because it's probably going to take a long time to go through all the agenda like this.
Thank you,
and after I wanted to make a comment on item number 16 as well. That there's like 1,000, over 1,000.
We're not taking item comments right now. We have to get to item 16. Right now, this is only for general public comment and multiple comment.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're going to adjourn this meeting of Planning and Land Use Management. The technology has been unreliable all meeting, and should we go forward, many of these items we'd be forced to reconsider anyway because it doesn't meet the legal requirements. So I'm going to ask Mr. Clerk if we can do item 1. Just to give Mr. Bertoni a chance to share with us and the public anything that's super pertinent, and after that, I'm going to recommend that we adjourn.
Thank you, Chair Harris Dawson, members of the committee. Thank you for the opportunity to share. I don't have anything to share today, but I'm happy to answer any questions or take any comments. So thank you for the opportunity.
All right, thank you so much. A good portion of the people wouldn't be able to hear you anyway, so I guess it works out. So with that, I'll move to adjourn this meeting.